The live video. Yeah. Okay, cool. Hey Hacksters, welcome to Friday. You gotta have some jams on a Friday. Alright, so it's Fundem Friday, or Fundem Friday more casually, and we have 3 things for you that I think are very high ROI. So you give a little bit of money, you gain something that's really cool and gonna help you out a lot, and these things are really well rated for their value, basically. So the first 2 of these I actually pulled off of our blog. So if you go to blog.hackster.io, you can always scroll down and see what's currently funding. Let's just take a quick look at that. There's all kinds of cool stuff on here. I can't usually look at it because I get 80 tabs open and lose a couple of hours from my life. Pardon. But it's worth it because there's tons of awesome stuff on there. Sorry. Ugh. And if you scroll down, you come to the Now Funding section where you can find lots of cool stuff. And since I am lazy, that is exactly what I have done today. Pardon. Alright, so first up, the Azumi, I'm assuming it's like Azumi or something. Anyway, AI robotic car. This reminds me a lot of a previous crowdfunding campaign that we've seen called Vector by the Anki Droid people. And this is a similar idea, but with a different form factor, and it still has the little sort of screen eyes. That's much cheaper. So the Vector robot was like $250. The Azumi you can get for $99 right now, I think. I could be wrong. Oh, that tier is gone, alas. But you can still get it for only $119, which is not bad because eventually it's going to be $180. And from what I've seen of this, it's actually totally worth it. So I haven't yet been able to figure out, I'm assuming that this thing talks to the internet in order to be able to produce trained models and put them back onto the little car. But it's designed to be very friendly. In fact, introducing your children to programming AIs with TensorFlow and OpenCV, so TensorFlow being the machine learning system, and OpenCV being a computer vision library that's very popular. So this reminds me, it's so weird to see this because it reminds me so strongly of, I forget what it was called, but I think it was called like a turtle car when I was in school, like as a very young child. And we had one of these mats that you'd push the buttons and program the little robot to drive around on it, and I thought it was the most amazing thing ever. Oh, and just the way that we've come since then, the fact that this thing, like, the little me's of now would be learning on this and using actual AI, like SLAM algorithms, and being able to control it with gestures, and it would respond with little cute animated emotions, and it can recognize your faces. Like, on the one hand, I do feel like maybe I wouldn't want to give this to my kid because it's sort of training them to give their biometric data to machines and be collecting that data and not knowing what it's doing with it. But yeah, anyway, it teaches basic robotics, machine learning, mapping, and navigation. You can program it in Python, you use OpenCV for the machine vision, and it teaches self-driving car decision-making programming. Tons of cool stuff. So this isn't even like a dumbed-down version. They say they've equipped Azumi with industry-standard tools used by self-driving car engineers such as TensorFlow and OpenCV, and I can confirm, having spent last Saturday at the, what do they call it? It's not Deep Racing anymore because apparently that's the name of a car that Amazon's coming out with, which is pretty cool. But they were calling it DIY Robocars. And it's a sweet event where you race AI cars against each other, and people are indeed using TensorFlow and OpenCV to train their models and make their little cars go around the track, learn the track, and navigate it faster each time. Very cool. So fun for both beginners and advanced coders, etc. Plus it's just super cute. It looks like a little tiny bus with like 2 wheels, one on either side, and their people look super happy, of course. But the cuteness factor, I think, makes it very friendly and accessible and compares well to the Vector. It's got some cute little animations that it does, like robotically. Like here you can see it sort of turning around and stuff. Anyway, so next up, we have the HexBot arm, Which, okay, so there's got two really cool things going on with it. First, you see this GIF which highlights the accuracy that it has, literally pinpoint accuracy, sub-millimeter, about half a millimeter accuracy, thanks to this, they developed their own drive system that prevents it from sort of, I forget what they call it, backing up or whatever. Anyway, so not only is this a really accurate arm, but it comes with a bunch of different end effectors depending on what you pay for. So this can write with a pen, like you see there. It can obviously also hold pins and move them to points if you want to impress your friends. That could be a great demo. It does things like 3D printing. It does laser etching. I don't know if it can actually cut through anything, but maybe if you have like some tissue paper. That shouldn't be a big deal. You've got a little grabber guy. You've got a suction thingy that you could do pick and place with. I'm not sure if it's actually small enough to do PCB population, for example, but yeah, it can work as a 3D printer. All kinds of neat stuff. Free and easy to use software. You can program this thing with Blockly, so that's very friendly to people who are just starting out. And the base kit is how much dollars? Don't follow my English, so it should be how many dollars. They're super funded, by the way. They have 42 days to go. Base model is $300, and that includes the HexBot robot arm, the pen holding module, power supply, and USB-C cable. So it's more, if you want to add the extra modules on, it's going to cost you extra for the laser engraving module with the protecting shield, which keeps your eyes from getting lasered. 3D printing module, 80 bucks again. Touchscreen, pneumatic kit, which is the little suction grabber, conveyor belt, and sliding rail. Super cool. Oh, and they put our little review up there. Cool. Anyway, you can make it play chess. You can learn to play chess better against it, maybe, depending on how well you program it. And you can make all this beautiful artistic stuff with it. Oh, it can play Go against you with the suction cup. That makes total sense. Anyway, totally cool. So this thing is also quite affordable and very high powered and accurate for its price point. So another high ROI option for you. If you don't have a bunch of money or you don't want to wait, what I'm going to be doing after this actually is laser cutting my own me arm because I've got some extra micro servers around and I have a silly project that requires having a robot arm and I'm really excited to get started with it. So this is an option for you if you don't have a ton of money to throw around on that. If you've got a couple micro servos and an Arduino or something and a laser or access to a laser cutter, you can make this. There's a bunch of cool projects about that as well. My final thing is not actually crowdfunding right now. It is funding, like you can go buy one on the store. That doesn't technically count, but I'm throwing it anyway because I love it. This was my favorite thing from CES. I don't know if I won any awards like the Azumi. We can't all be Azumi, but you can get classroom packs of this. You can get it for super cheap, 39 bucks, or without the little special carrying case, you can get it for much cheaper. So how many? There's a bunch of these in this pack, like 20 of them for $70. Anyway, Foldscope is a microscope made of folded up paper, and it's got all these ingenious ways of making it focusable, for example, because they have like a piece of paper that slots in between two other ones that's thinner at one end and thicker at the other end, so you can use that to focus. At CES, they showed me a fruit fly on it and how you can use it with your cell phone to produce an incredibly gorgeous image. And I just feel like I would never get off of Instagram. I would just have to start a whole new channel with like random stuff that I was gonna look at with the Foldyscope here. So I did a video about this that I just released yesterday, and I can't help it. I just gotta emphasize it extra because it's such a cool thing and it has such huge potential to help people who don't have a ton of money for lab equipment, who are curious about science and maybe checking out what's in your water, what's in your soil, what's in your air. Obviously fairly macro stuff, but like if you catch a fruit fly, you can take a look at it. I don't know. Such a cool product, and I think again this has an amazingly high ROI because look at him putting it up to his phone. This is a demo by Ken Ta, the director of sales, and you can just get these really ridiculous images where you can see what's inside the fruit fly's stomach from its last meal. It's ridiculous. So go check out the Foldscope store. This could be a cool thing for a classroom or for a bunch of kids, whatever. And you can get the nice version with the tin and everything, or you can get a bunch of individual packs in bulk. So there you have it. Okay, Foldscope, super cool. MeArm is an alternative to the HexBot, which is more than 7 times funded right now. It has 42 days to go, and it comes with a bunch of different end effectors if you want it to. The Azumi, which is the little AI robot car that can teach your kids and stuff, it's about 1.5 times funded, and it also has about 42 days to go. Also quite affordable for what you get. Super cool. Check those out. Let us know what you think, and of course, keep an eye on the Hackster blog for other stuff that's going to be coming up. Always full of things and I can never look at it. Alright. Have an awesome weekend. Hack on. I stopped saying that for a while. I gotta start that again.